The short answer is no, it doesn't have a name. But coming into this week, I had a really like set structure of like what I wanted, and you know, full scale show, and I wanted to work through like all these ideas that I had. But then the second we started in the room, so many other things started to come up. I was kind of describing it as like when you do like a deep clean, and part of that deep clean, you're bringing up all this dirt. But like that kind of was what it felt like. It's like, okay, we'll try this idea, but then having two other very experienced artists in the room throw in their thoughts and ideas, it just went down a path that I had no like imagination for. Like I couldn't, yeah, if you were to ask me on Monday, did I think we'd be here? I would just be like, absolutely not. I have a plan and we will stick to it. But we didn't at all. And yeah, I'm delighted that I was able to just let that happen. And the different like rigging scenarios just allowed for so much more play and creativity and looking at fabrics in a completely different way. So yeah.
Yeah, fabrics on counterweight is not very usual.
It's not done that often because you are like as the fabrics person, you kind of really want to be comfy in what you're doing. For the counterweighter to feel safe, to bring you up and down. So yeah, and that's what interested me. So like 2 years ago when I first did like counterweighted fabrics, I was like, oh, this is what I'm after. That sensation, that fragility, that total play. And then because I love harness work as well, I was just like, okay, how can I bring my harness dance practice to fabric?
And at one point you were turning the fabrics into a kind of harness.
Yeah. Lindsay was like, well, yeah, like, let's create a harness out of the fabric. And we were trying different knots and variations. Then, Lee came down off the ladder and threw in his idea and it worked. So we played around with that. Yeah, coming up with that harness, then unlocked like a load of material or curiosity as to like, okay, what else can we do with this, and like how comfortable is it, how much like different, like we were kind of discovering it was almost like a gree-gree, like, you know, when you take weight in and out of a gree-gree constantly is sliding. So having both their like harness rigging brains figured that out was like a gift. I definitely could never have came up with that by myself, and just having that outside eye, like Lindsay constantly seeing what's happening with that knot when I was out of it, to then create the cocoon sling.
You were able to recreate that knot yourself in the air, like tie that knot with your feet.
Yeah. So that's it. It's like, okay, we have this now. And it totally came from just that safety thing of like, I can't play as much as I want to because I'm constantly trying to hold on or find a bite somewhere. Well, having this knot made it super safe. And then, yeah, that just led us on to like, okay, can I do that myself? Can we make a dress out of the knot and then it falls and boom, you're in? Yeah. It's something so practical that generated so much choreography. Yeah, a fantastic week. So much more to play with. So nice to have the time to play with the expertise that like I threw out an idea and it kind of immediately happened, because having a mentor and a really experienced counterweighter and dancer, like all of that together was just like, yeah, if I was by myself it would take me a week to do one of those things, you know. So I'm just really like excited that there's so much more, and not having the pressure of like creating like a final product right now meant that I could be totally open to whatever suggestions or energies that came into the space, and like to be in the black box as well, with the ladders, with the anchor points, with the equipment just there ready to go. It meant that like, you know, your creativity wasn't blocked in any way, like you could just make that happen. Like Lindsay and Lee, that's what they work with all the time, these variables. So yeah, to get to hang out with them and their generosity, it was great. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.